Do you make goals and then struggle to meet them? Are your dreams so big that you just come to think that they're unrealistic and never end up trying? Do you find yourself in a place where you have no idea what your next best step is to take? Then this video is for you. Hey y'all, welcome back to Reel It In. I'm your host Reid Cox, and this is your go-to destination for self-improvement and creating the life you've always desired, all while keeping it real. And before we get into it, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button so you never miss a future episode, give this video a like, and leave me a comment. Let me know your thoughts. Let's get into it. Today, we are doing a massive upgrade on our mindset. I'm going to teach you how to break out of your comfort zone on a daily basis and how to embrace a growth mindset. Okay, to start off, we have a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. People who believe their talents and skills can be developed through hard work, different strategies, and guidance along the way have a growth mindset. And they tend to accomplish more than those with a fixed mindset, which is when someone believes that their intelligence and talents are fixed traits and cannot grow. Outcomes do matter, but people with a growth mindset are way more likely to meet their goals and outcomes they desire. They also understand that failure is just a part of life and how we actually get better at something. While people with a fixed mindset might look at something that they want to achieve and think, I am just not talented enough. I'm not smart enough, so what's the point in learning that new skill if I don't already know it? A fixed mindset is the belief that your abilities and qualities are fixed and can't be changed. You just came out of the womb with a set of skills and a set of smarts that can't be changed. People with a fixed mindset might be afraid of change. They may focus too much on being perfect, avoid challenges and obstacles to avoid failure, feel threatened by other success, and take less risks. Does not sound fun to me. Now, the term growth mindset was originally coined by the psychiatrist Dr. Carol Dweck. Carol Dweck dedicated a large portion of her career to studying mindsets and how a growth mindset allows us to attain greater success than a fixed mindset. By embracing a growth mindset, you train yourself to value making progress and getting better at something over winning. You are then able to take on bigger challenges in life because you're only measuring your success by how much you grow, not whether you won something or not. So if you're afraid to step out of your comfort zone, ask yourself, am I seeing myself and the world through a fixed mindset or a growth mindset? Because a lot of the time when we're afraid to step out of our comfort zone, take a chance and try something new, we are seeing things through a fixed mindset, and within that mindset, finding all the excuses we need to not try something new. Now, if you see yourself living in a fixed mindset, do not beat up on yourself. A lot of the times, a fixed mindset is something that we took on in childhood and based on how we were taught. But that does not mean it can't be reversed. There's something called intelligence feedback and effort feedback. Intelligence feedback is when a child is praised for their intelligence or a trait that they were born with and may not have had to work to obtain. For instance, you are smart, you are talented, which all sound great when you hear them. Effort feedback is when you compliment a child on the effort they put towards something and is usually attached to a verb. For instance, I see you try really hard, and I see the amount of effort you put towards this task, and you've made great progress. When studies were done, intelligence kids only picked projects they knew they could do well on, problems they knew they would receive praise for. They chose easy problems. While effort kids chose more challenging problems where they knew they could grow and learn something new. They chose the harder problems over the easier problems because they knew their hard work ethic was valuable. They work hard to change in challenge. And at the end of the day, the effort kids ended up achieving more than the intelligence kids. So what does this tell us? The narratives we hear from others and ourselves reinforces certain patterns and behaviors. And the big point is, rewarding yourself for effort is how you improve your performance. So instead of giving yourself identity labels or praising yourself on your identity like you're smart, you're intelligent, is not so productive as telling yourself you are consistent, you are persistent, you never give up, you're a hard worker, you make great use of your time. You got up at 6 a.m. every morning this week like you said you were going to. Which I did. I said I was going to get up at 6 a.m. every morning, and I got up at 6 a.m. every morning. That is way more productive because you are encouraging yourself to keep going, rather than give yourself a compliment that is fixed in identity and gives you no encouragement for growth. That is why a lot of the times some of the most beautiful and attractive people are wildly insecure because their whole life they're praised for their looks and their beauty and how they look on the outside, which they didn't earn. They were just born with. So you see these gorgeous people, especially women, start to rely so much on their looks. And then as they get older, they start to have this huge crisis in life because they've relied so much on their looks for their own validation and self-worth and how they get ahead in the world, that then as they get older, they feel like they have nothing to offer because their looks are slowly fading away. I used to feel that way also when I was struggling with an eating disorder. Like I was told I was skinny all the time. So I thought my identity was skinny and that I didn't have anything to offer the world except for being skinny. And then once I really got to the root of that problem and got healthy again and learned about how I have so many amazing gifts to offer the world other than just being skinny, I really started to believe more in myself and really start to have the impact on the world that I've wanted to have all along. If you are an ambitious person like me, you probably set very high standards for yourself. So high that sometimes you don't reach your goals and you feel awful because it's almost impossible to live up to your incredibly high standards. And sometimes it's those insanely high standards that we set for ourselves with the intention of creating a positive outcome that actually hold us back. When we don't meet our goals or expectations, it's quite easy to fall into the cycle of beating ourselves up when we fail. And whether you realize it or not, you can become an addict to negative self-talk. I've been in that cycle of negative self-talk and a fixed mindset myself. You were to instead praise yourself on the amount of effort you put into your goal instead of the outcome, then picking yourself up and trying again is way easier than if you had beaten yourself up when you were down. For instance, I'm an actress, and let's say I auditioned for a part on a show and I got a call back and I went through all these callbacks. I got really close to getting the part, all to then not get the part. And it was a part that I really wanted and I was sure I got it. And then I didn't get it and it feels like I put all this work in, for nothing. Now, I could sit and wallow for days, even weeks, and beat myself up over the fact that I didn't get this part. Probably it was for a reason that I couldn't even have controlled. So I could have beaten myself up, but if instead I actually paused and acknowledged how much work I put into this audition and this character and how far I actually came, I got a call back. I got multiple callbacks. I know I did a good job and I know I gave it my all. I am able to then pick myself up and move forward in a confident way. And the odds of me getting the next part are way higher than if I was beating myself up and just took my negativity and insecurity and self-doubt into the next opportunity. When difficulty presents itself, all that means is a not yet, or there is a lesson in the challenge that we need to learn and master in order to get to where we want to go. As human beings, we have a natural tendency to want to stay in our comfort zone, but by changing our mindset, we can actually change our probability of success. Actively seek opportunities that allow you to grow rather than seek opportunities that are an easy win. Remember, growth does not happen in your comfort zone. It's in those moments of challenge and uncertainty that we actually find out what we're truly capable of. So I challenge you today to take one step, no matter how small, towards something that scares you. In a good way, obviously. Whether it's a new project, a tough conversation, or even just believing in yourself a little more. Push your limits and see how far you can go. You are stronger than you think, and your best self is waiting on the other side. Let's keep growing together. That is it for today's show. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see y'all next week.